Hello there. Today I'd like to go over 20 absurd, wild, silly ideas. So, without further ado, let's get started. Idea 1. A mailman who delivers pink talking flamingos, and that's the only thing he delivers. Okay, that's it. Number 1. Number 2, clouds that there's a certain cloud that you're lucky if it passes by your town, because if it does, what you can do is you can hot air balloon up to it, and if you get close enough, you can, if you have an ice cream cone with you, you can actually take some of the cloud and have yourself cloud ice cream, because this is a special cloud that actually its wisps are made of ice cream. So that's idea 2. All right, idea 3. It's a light, a stoplight slash, just a traffic light with a soul. A traffic light with a soul. So it comes from this distant, forgotten realm. Actually, all traffic lights come from these distant, forgotten realms, and they're all alive, and they're just watching us and observing and sending the data. Actually, when they do their red light and green light and yellow light, they're actually they're sending and receiving the data of our world, sending it to their lost world, where traffic lights roam free, and they actually stand up and they start walking around, and that's just normal on that world. And on this world, they're in disguise so that they may view us, because they're very curious about us. They're like the aliens visiting us, or we're the aliens to them, and they're viewing us and sending that data back. Alright, so that's idea 3, I think. And idea 4, let's say there's this angel numbers. So imagine there's like this world where beings are just made out of different angel numbers. So they're just beings, they're just made of numbers, but they have to be angel numbers. So there's beings that are made out of 1. It's just like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. And then there's a being that it's just made out of a hodgepodge of like 3s. 3 3 3 3 3 3 3. And depending on what angel number it is, decides what its personality is. So, yeah. So basically, like, if it was a 4, it would be like all about hard work, and like it would be a stable number. It'd be like it'd be maybe a blocky kind of looking angel number personality, and it would be stable and doing work and like lifting logs or something. And like number 1 would always be like, yeah, pick me, like maybe. And number 1 would be the leader, and number 1 would always be individuating themselves, and would always be starting something fresh and having new ideas, new ventures. That's 1. And number 2 is always getting in relationships. Number 2 is a very relational personality angel number being. So yeah, number 2 is always getting into relationships. If there's a relationship going on, 2 either knows about it or is in it. And yeah, number 5 is just all coming in to like wreak havoc, basically. 5555, the 5 angel number being. He's always bringing about change, sort of stirring up the pot in a way. I don't know. Yeah. So that's my angel number stuff. I think was that idea number 4? I need to speed this up. I don't want this to take forever. So idea number 5. Let's say the sky. The sky is a personality. The sky. Really into personalities. The sky is forming a blanket. Let's say the sky is literally the blanket of the earth. And every night the earth gets tucked in by the sky. And the earth is so happy to have the sky as its blanket. It couldn't do without the sky. The earth and the sky are besties. They're like this. Alright, that's idea 5. Idea 6. Let's say a waterbender goes to an esoteric Buddha realm. And at the esoteric Buddha realm, the waterbender wants to learn how to bend emotions and bend their own mind to exist in an enlightened state. And so the Buddha masters in the Buddha realm, they do deep Om chanting, and they take the water master's skill and they teach the water master how the waterbender master how to calm the waters of their mind and calm the waters of their body also, so that they can reach a state of synchronicity, so they can reach a state of resonance with the underlying ether realms, the space between all things, which is actually the majority of all things that we see, is just the space between. There's so much space from one atom to another. It's almost all spaciousness. It just appears when we're zoomed out in this like macro world that there's a bunch of stuff, but really it's almost all space. And so that's what the Buddha realm masters teach this young Padawan. So was that idea 5? Idea 6? I hope I'm getting this right. So idea 6, I have this idea called the Omicron. The Omicron is like this gun. Imagine it almost looks like the Portal gun from the game The Portal games, by Bethesda, I think. And basically what the Omicron does is it's a ohm gun. So you shoot it and it literally shoots out ohm vibrations onto whatever it's hitting, and as it is hitting a being, it like causes the being to noetically realize their self at the deepest level of I amness. And so it's just this spontaneous realization gun. And you just point it, you shoot it, and everything starts vibrating into the Om frequency. Om. And it's so vibrational. It's like, it literally can like make matter sort of defy physics. Like everything just starts kind of wobbling back and forth, and nothing's so solid anymore. Everything just kind of becomes like this one substance, that there's no distinction between where something ends and another thing begins. It's just all the matter in general just starts wobbling back and forth, and we all just start feeling one with the all, and all with the one, and we om, and we realize our noetic experience of reality itself. Alright, so I swear that must be idea 6 by now, right? Alright, idea 7. A car that it has springs in its tires, and it can suddenly just like shoot like its space up, like the whole body of the car can shoot up because the tires have these huge springs on them, and just like, but like the tires stay on the ground, but like the car, the body shoots way up, and there's just like these pulls. Maybe they're like more like hydraulic and water-based, you know, propulsion, and slash like maybe some springs, and like it just shoots way up into the sky. And people, and in a certain society, like people just do that to just like see what's ahead of them. It's just a common feature for the car in this reality. Okay, idea 8. Idea 8, the trees. The trees, they speak to each other. They speak ancient wisdom. They're communicating so much cellular data of what's going on below them, what's going on above them, what's going on everywhere. They communicate on the microbial level, like on the microscopic level, and on the macroscopic level. They experience time, you know, 1,000 times slower than us. It's just like they blink and like a whole week goes by, like practically, something like that, you know. And they speak to each other, ancient wisdom, you know, very much. They're filled with memory, you know. Yeah. Okay, that's idea 8. Idea 9. Take what is that thing called? A Mobius strip. Right. So take like a Mobius strip. And there's just like these Mobius strips that are just like floating and like rotating and wobbling like throughout space, throughout this like void space, and and they like combine with each other sometimes to create Klein bottles, and on each of them has like every single possible data point for like this sort of like two-dimensional cyclical reality. And so like they represent like they represent the whole time stream and all the possibility space of a certain 2D reality, and each of them represents like a different 2D reality. And they have 2D beings that just like live on them, like they are the reality of like the entire possibility space, the entire reality of 2D beings, of certain 2D beings, certain potentiality. So each of them is like a parallel dimension for like certain 2D, like just for 2D reality in general. Each of them is a parallel dimension for it. And so like sometimes the parallel dimensions will combine and they'll form a Klein bottle. And so then those two dimensions combine to create a new dimension, and then that's just, you know, like emergent behavior happens there, because you don't know what's going to happen when these two things combine. Like the mad scientist, what's going to happen when I combine these two ingredients? Let's see. You know, so that's just what's going on there. So what was that, idea 9 or something? I can't keep track. Okay, idea 10. Let's say let's combine a shotgun and flowers. So there's a certain shotgun that shoots flowers at people. That's it. Idea 10. All right, idea 11. Mailboxes talk to each other, and they tell each other what is, you know, the information that they've received. So like any time they get mail put into them, they actually know the contents of the mail. Like they know it in their minds. And so like they say, yeah, like, what's in your news today? And the mailbox is like, oh yeah, you know, like, Bill just received a letter from his long lost love that she wants to rekindle the flame, wants to rekindle the relationship, you know, but she knows that he's married, and so she just is worried, but she wants to see if he would be down for that, if he would be up for it. In a very romantic, poetic way, she said that. What about you, Bob? And then Bob's like, oh yeah, I just have another message of, you know, someone sent a yo-yo. Someone sent a yo-yo to Billy Bob Joe's little kid. And yeah, this yo-yo comes with it actually comes with a pocket dimension inside it. So when you sling it out, you're actually slinging out, like, it activates the pocket dimension, and then you actually you actually get sucked into the yo-yo instantly. So there's a little surprise for Billy Bob Joe's kid when he uses this yo-yo. It actually was unknowingly gifted to him, that this really special yo-yo, and he's gonna get sucked into this pocket dimension. And like, bro, I'm excited to hear what happens to his kid. You know, who knows where he's going. So yeah, that's the mailbox story. And then, was that 12? I think maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna say 13. So idea 13. Say I want to try to keep on combining things. Let's say there's like, God, I'm so bad at this. Like, I want to get better at it. So let's say there's like okay, I'm gonna go with a giraffe. Okay, a giraffe. Ooh, okay. What if giraffe okay, something is coming up, kind of, not really. Okay, so I have this idea. Okay, what if there was like the giraffe walking body, like the bottom of the body is walking, but like the body of the giraffe is like half giraffe, but half it's just like a potted plant. and then you need to like water the plant. And like, as you water it, actually the giraffe necks and the giraffe head will like spout out of the potted soil from the potted plant of the giraffe body. And then when they spout out, then actually you want to pull out the heads. And then when you do, they actually have a root beneath them. So then, yeah, so they have a root beneath them. And then you want to actually plant those giraffe heads that have a bulb, like a bulb, you know, like, what is that called? You know, just like a root bulb. You want to like plant that in the ground and then water. Actually, you don't water them. You actually let the giraffe heads like eat plants, and then they grow and they grow, and then as they grow, and then eventually like they start like yelling out like, ah, like these like rainbow orbs. And then the rainbow orbs, they pop eventually. They travel to distant lands, and then when they pop, what comes out is like, pops out the giraffe feet with the potted plant inside it. So that's the cycle of the giraffe plant being. All right, so that's idea 13. And then idea 14, I think, let's say there's like somebody like is obsessed with moons echoing, like echoing moons. So like they create, like they have this power, this magic power where they can like summon like mini moons with their hands, and like as they summon them, the moon will like echo out like choo 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 choo, and it will make this like cool sound as it does it, and like stardust will like pop out. And so like as they do that, it's almost like a yo-yo, like the moons echo out and then like can come back in. But then like as it does that, each echo is actually like a different phase of the moon. So like, you know, full moon, waxing, or like waning gibbous, you know, like half moon, and then like whatever the other one is, like I don't even know all the stages, like 3/4, 1/4 moon, whatever, all that. So it just does all that. And then like and then if he puts those moons over an object, it actually makes the object like, you depending on what moon you put over the object, it actually like changes the object's time, like its local time. Like literally, like the object will be in a different cycle of itself, and instead of it being like a 1 month cycle for the object, well actually maybe it would be just a 1 month cycle for the object. So like you just put the different moons over an object, and if you graze all the moons over like the floating moons over an object, it'll actually show you the object's forecast, the forecast of that object's condition for the next month. It'll show you like exactly what the object will look like over the next month. So yeah, this is just like a cool moon thing that this guy can do. And yeah, moons. So is that 14? Okay, so 15. Let's say there's like these triangle beings, and the triangle beings, they have like triangle heads, and they're made out of like crayon, like not crayon, but like neon light crayon type like rods that are just like beams. They're just like crayon beams basically that are just like neon colored. And these triangular beings, they just like talk to each other in like this weird alien language, and they just exist in this like pastel background, and they're just like and they like talk with like very sharp words because like they're sharp, you know, they're triangles, so they're like like those kind of sounds, because those are very like sharp sounds in my opinion. So like kipata chukani kata eba kushtekate matake akache pachaka ikachenita chukati banyakutu kachi chukasi tatapata. So yeah, triangle beings. Alright, idea 16, I think. Let's say there's like live wire, so like electricity goes through wires often, right? We have wires set up all around the world to do that. But say like instead of electricity, what if we found this new power was like rainbow power? So like you actually see like rainbows going down the live wire, down the electricity lines, but now they're rainbow lines. And so it's like this new form of energy that's actually, it's interdimensional energy. And so when you use it, you're connecting to other realities. And so when you use it, there's a kind of a side effect in that when you do use it, anything that you go to power with that energy, it typically starts to striate itself across multiple realities. So you're gonna get some pretty odd behavior. You know, if you plug your phone in, your phone might start looking like another reality's phone, you know, or if you plug your TV in, you might start getting broadcasts from other realities that aren't your own. So things start behaving kind of pretty out there, but it's pretty unlimited energy, since you're getting this rainbow energy. It's from any reality, and so it's pretty useful and pretty available. All right, so that's idea 16. Idea 17. Let's say this guy, he's just like walking downtown and he just has like the longest legs ever. Like they're super spaghetti-like, and they're just like literally like he's like 50 feet tall. And like the upper part of his body is just normal length, but his legs are just like ridiculously long. Like huge strings of spaghetti type legs. And he's just like flopping around town like this. And he holds a boombox over himself, and he likes to play like this like really like sort of swingy music that makes you want to dance. Like this like kind of like 80s vibe kind of music that's swingy, and it's like something like that, like not quite that tune, but you know what I mean, like something along that line, but like got like seventh chords in it and like that kind of thing. So yeah, is that idea 17, I think, or 16? I don't know. Idea 17, we'll say. So then idea 18. Idea 18. Let's say trees start bending into loops, and then they start just rolling away. And like everybody's like doesn't know what to do, because like the trees are rolling away. They're not just rolling, they're literally, some of them are rolling into the ocean, and some of them are just rolling off into deep space. Like they're just like rolling off into the sky, and people are like, no, why are the trees leaving us? We're gonna not have enough oxygen. And so some people are grabbing onto the trees because they're like, see ya, I know I need oxygen. I'm going with this batch of trees to wherever they're going, off to this reality. And then they're just like, woo, just off into space. Like, see ya, goodbye. And then they just sort of fade off into the distance. And it seems almost like they pass through a veil at a certain point. Like, literally, like, they don't, it's not like they keep on going until you can't see them. It's like, at a certain point, they just feel like they're just fading into some veil. Like, they're going into some alternate reality. And people like, some of the people, they don't, like, either there's not enough trees to grab onto, or they're just like too scared to leave Earth. They're just like, no, or they have hope that like, no, maybe some trees will come back, you know, or something, you know, like, I hope, or whatever, you know, or maybe they're just too scared to leave or whatever. I don't know. Like, some people are busy like planting seeds everywhere because they're just like, oh, we gotta get the trees back, you know. And then like the scientists are like scratching their heads. They're like, why did the trees start bending into loops and then just rolling off? Like, why? I don't understand. Okay, so was that 18? So then I think we're on idea 19, but it could be 18. I don't know. We'll just say idea 19. So idea 19, okay, I was trying to think of something with music. Like, there's something I was thinking about with music the other day. I was thinking of, what was I thinking of? Okay, I'm gonna go this way. What was I thinking of? Maybe, okay, I have this like weird idea of like a certain reality where like there's a certain being on it that is like obsessed with like trying every single combination and possibility of like everything. They just like want everything to happen, and like they're trying to do it as quickly as possible. So they're like trying to build this machine that can like do every single possible combination of everything. If that makes any sense. So like, but and like maybe also they just take certain ideas. They like limit themselves down to like a certain something, and then in that thing they try to exhaust every single possible idea as much as they can. So like they go into like, say, music, for example. This being, like, someone introduces this being to music, and they're like, yeah, it's like music is a cool thing, you know, there's different notes, the notes can be different pitches and they last different amounts of time, and you can decide which instrument plays each note. And like they were getting so excited because they're like, oh my god, there's so many combinations, so many possibilities, you know. And then they're like, you know, and you can play multiple notes at once, and then they're just like, and then they're like, yeah, and you can, like, I don't know, just like decide when you're gonna play a note and when you're not gonna play a note. And then they're like, whoa, and then they're like, yeah. So then they start like exploring it, and like they create they create like a series of like 10 pieces of music. They're exploring like one topic very specifically. Like maybe it's like the idea for this first batch of music that they make is like I want to explore every single combination of like eighth note sequences, like just a single instrument eighth note sequences, and like each piece is gonna be like 10 minutes long or something. And so like they start off with like very mathematical. So they start off with like dun 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 dun, and it's just like maybe it's just like every single possible combination of like just 8 notes, 8 eighth notes. What's every single possible combination? So they go like, okay, my first piece goes like this, dun 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 dun, and then the next bar would be dun 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 dun, and then the next bar dun 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 dun, and then it's dun 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 dun, and then it's dun 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 dun, and then like, you know, but then they realize that they're not like, there's so many combinations, and then they're like dun 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 dun. They realize there's like millions of billions of combinations, and so like they make their pieces that long so that every single one can be explored. Okay, enough of that idea. All right, final idea. Maybe there's like gnomes inside the lights, and the gnomes are making the lights blink and not blink because that's how they talk to each other. This is kind of like my other idea. And then the gnomes, they're so obsessed with our lights that they started to harvest our lights. So then sometimes when our lights are missing, sometimes it's because the gnomes harvested them, because the gnomes like to use them as their headlights, or they're just like their vehicle lights when they're digging and delving down, deep down underground, because they like to explore the center world. What is the center world? It's where there's just like a magical world down there. It's like another dimension. Just like how there's dimensions out there, more the ethereal realms, which is above Earth. There's equally very many interesting dimensions down below, underneath the Earth's crust, underneath the Earth's surface, deep down there. There's like endless realities, cave systems that lead to portal realities, different realms that just exist within Earth itself. Yeah, so they just love exploring down there, so they use our lights to do that. Yeah, so those are my 20 ideas. Okay, if I miss one, bonus idea. What if every time you said a word, it actually became real? So if you said like the word stop, like everything would like freeze. And so like people had to be like very careful of like what words they say, because if you say the wrong thing, like everything would go wrong, or maybe the words would only have an effect on a certain radius, like maybe only as far as your aura would go. So like even if you said the word stop, maybe it would freeze you and like everything within like a 30-foot radius or whatever, or maybe a 5-foot radius. But like someone else could be like, go, and then like everything will like go back to normal for you, as long as they're nearby you when they say it, you know. So then like, yeah, it's just like spells are literally, or like words are literally spells, you know. So yeah, and so like someone says the word like 25, and then like, I don't know, just like the number 25 just like pops out of nowhere. And then like maybe someone's like Slim, they're just like, hey, how you doing, Slim? And then like the person they were talking to suddenly like gets like really skinny, and like and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you look really healthy and full. And then they get back to their normal healthy state, and they're like, oh, thank you, God, you almost got me there. God, I was feeling so sick and like I was starving when you called me that. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to summon it to our reality again. So yeah, those are all my ideas. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, peace. Ooh.